using some sort of statistics, and we said 1 in 10 households have a person with disability in Nigeria. And we don't even have disaggregated data on psychosocial disability. So that shows the extent to the knowledge gap. And this knowledge gap also causes stigma and discrimination. And the specific change that we want is increased knowledge on rights of persons with disability. And what is at stake? Persons with psychosocial disability continue to suffer infringement of rights. So this is our table, square, box. Exactly. So for, what was this? Anyways, this is NCPWD, Ministry of Women Affairs, and Ministry of Information. They are the people that really do have the power to make changes. And for monitor, we have the Miangwa of New Caro. Is a community leader that we think can also influence these MDAs. Then for, what's this? Then for consult, I believe this was consult. It's persons with psychosocial disability, and this is Airtel, Money, Nigerian Mental Health, people that in the past have interest in the rights of persons with psychosocial disability, and also other CSOs that do similar work.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So 1 in 10 households have a person with disability. Also, and one interesting thing, he said disaggregated data on psychosocial disability does not exist. Oh, wow, that's interesting. So what data exists then? So it's just a general, okay. That's interesting to note. So thank you very much for this. I have really learned a lot personally. Who has comments or feedback or something to say about what they have said? Like I said, you don't have to conveniently put all the stakeholders in different quadrants. It's just for you to identify going forward, because there will be CSOs, there will be NGOs, there will be private institutions that could possibly be interested in your cause. And you didn't identify, okay, Ministry of Women Affairs, who is the person? Is it the head, is it the director, or who exactly are we going to? Is the person the Ministry of Women Affairs that we are going to meet? Okay.
Okay. And for persons with intellectual disability, there's actually a data for persons with intellectual disability. However, it is combined under the general data for individuals with disability. So there is no separate data for them. The problem that we are facing is inaccessibility and inadequate education for persons living with intellectual disability. And what is the specific change we want to see? To have persons with IDD in classrooms with other neurotypical children. We want to see equal rights, attitudinal change of the society towards persons with intellectual disability. What is going to be the problem? What will happen if the problem remains? We're going to have high level of illiteracy, high level of unemployed IDDs on the streets, and increase of dependency. Our stakeholders are Ministry of Education, National Commission for Persons with Disability, Secondary Education Board, UBA, Access Bank, MTN Foundation, GT Bank. These are private sectors that are interested in it. Our influence of power, discuss and place stakeholders, okay? So we are going to be putting the ministries, the National Commission for Persons with Disability, the House Representative on Committee on Disability Matters. We are going to be putting them under those with influence of power. And we'll put the private sectors, UBA, Access Bank, MTN Foundation, GTB, on persons that can help financially. I don't know the best way to call it. Then other CSOs, we'll put them under support also.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So, so what I'm now realizing is that there is not a lot of data. Like the psychosocial cluster said, there's no disaggregated data on persons with psychosocial disability, and now you're now saying that there's also not a specific data. So that is also work for the CSOs, because part of advocacy is what carrying out research that is going to back the evidence you use in your advocacy. So if you're really serious about your advocacy, you go and do the research on the issues, the particular issue you want to find out, because when you are going to meet policymakers, you really have to state the figure, and you have to make it as impactful. You can even share pictures, share evidence, something that is going to speak to their conscience, and something that is concrete enough for them to know the impact of what you are trying to advocate for. So this is just a take-home assignment for each and every one of us. If you're really serious about the issue you are advocating for, you can do a research. It doesn't have to, your scope doesn't have to be very large. You can do it in your own, in the immediate, your immediate community, and find out what exactly is the issue, or how many people, like the people in psychology say 1 in 10 families. In which area exactly are we looking at? So the last cluster, 10 minutes, 90 seconds rather, and 90 seconds, or 90 seconds, please. Time has gone. This is 14:08. Yes.
Okay, for the deaf clusters, deaf clusters, no, no, sorry. Deaf clusters, our direct problem is what? Sign language is not officially ratified. That is our direct problem. We have been seeing different things, but at the top, they just look at us. What are they doing? Ekpele, well done. Nobody noticed anything about us. So, the problem is, we want the identification. We want this to be identified. Ooh! They just look, we have seen our problem. We want our language, Nigeria sign language, to be officially ratified in the country. Start from the National Assembly. Who are the people that make laws in the country? It is National Assembly. Then we have some other stakeholders that are there. The National Assemblies are there. The executive arm of the government is another one. Are they even aware about it, what we have been saying? Wait now, sis, listen to our problem first. Okay. We also want the parents of the deaf children, deaf people, the CSOs also, JONAPWD, okay. We have the CSOs that are seriously struggling for the official recognition of sign language. So all other CSOs that are here, we are under the CSOs here. So based on the stakeholders mapping, the grid based, who should we engage and consult we have the National Assembly and the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities. We have Disability Act in the country already. So people that we keep informed, who are those people that can influence the matter? We have parents of the deaf. We have some of the parents, they are in top places, they can help us influence. See what is happening. Please help us push. So that's why the parents are there. Then JONAPWD also have some level of influence. And because of different clusters that are under, who are those that will be monitoring the process? The activities that is ongoing? You can see, you can all agree with me that for those that we monitor should be from our members to avoid segregation. To avoid segregation. So who should we keep satisfied? Maybe all of you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So just a point of feedback. So if you say National Assembly, who exactly in the National Assembly? Because you know that these legislators, they have different interests. So you should identify those policymakers. They have different interests. They are, each of these policymakers, there's chairman or committee of this, chairman or committee of that. So identify them. Those are the people that we need to identify, not just the general, because they are those ones that are heading those different things that you think, okay, our interests align. Those are the people you reach out to. I hope that is clear. And when this place where it says monitor doesn't mean that they are monitoring the process. Monitor means that you as an advocate, who are these people in this quadrant here that I have to ensure that they do not go and make my advocacy fail? Because some people can go and badmouth. You are trying to reach out to these people that can make key decisions and influence decision making. And these people that you have to monitor, they have a way of reaching out to these people that are key decision makers and spoil their mind or maybe change their mind against it. So monitoring means trying to ensure that you make sure that these people, you are monitoring them to make sure that they are still interested or they still are in line with what you are trying to advocate for. They may not have the resources, but they have a way of influence somehow. So these are things. Stakeholder mapping is a very strategic and a bit technical. But with time, I'm sure maybe other sessions you will be more exposed to it. But thank you very much. This has been very, very engaging. I'm grateful for the participation, and I'm really happy that we had a successful session. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Is this how we're going to clap for her? Please let your clap be inclusive too. I hope we are having an amazing time today, and I hope that your time here has been worthwhile. So we have amazing guests from SUOMI, Finland. I believe I got that correctly. They would like to speak to us shortly. Saadat, we'd like to see you, and I believe they would like to see you too. Please a round of applause.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Oh, it's on. So I'm from CBM UK, not Finland. I'm Senior Program Officer at CBM UK. It's lovely to see everyone here in the meeting. Oh, my Karen's coming up. I'm not sure words to say, but what I would like to say is thank you all for joining. It's great to see you all here. I love the energy you bring to the project, the Rights in Action project. It is a very good project for me. And I love to see the progress you're all making. Karen, would you like to say a few words?
Okay. Hello, I'm Karen Glisson, the head of programs at CBM in the UK. Thank you very much for welcoming us here. It's very, very nice to see you all. And thank you for your work and your contribution and all the heart that you have for what you're doing to take forward disability rights, in Nigeria and eventually internationally. So bravo to you, and keep up the good work and the good spirit, and we look forward to seeing more of you. Thank you. Well done. Okay. We wish you a good rest of the day with your training.
Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for them. Thank you so much for speaking. Okay, so I've been saddled with a very, very big task. I don't know why I had to fall into this trap presently. I have the singular honor to welcome, please put your hands together as we bring forward Madam Ekaite to take on the next session. Please, our hands together. Thank you so much. You're going to keep clapping till she arrives. Yeah. Okay, how many of us second? We need to have a group session with the team from CBM UK. Can we just have a brief session, a photo session with the team from CBM UK? Please, can we come forward shortly for a photo session? Yes, please. Please, can we have the photo in front here? I believe by then. Okay, can we have the photo sessions very, very quickly so we can go back to other things?
Please, let's go to the front for the food picture, please, please. Please, let's take the group one at the front, please.
Okay. Thank you, ma. Okay, if you are ready. Pictures. Okay, thank you so much. We can all go back to our seats. Okay, please, can we all be seated? Can we all please be seated? We're about to have the next session.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. Bring it.
Are we good?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. We are going into the next session. The paper is engagement, lobbying, and negotiation techniques. So, can we be settled so that we can go over to it? Let us take our seats. Thank you.
All right. So, hello? Hello?
we just, not quite 1 hour, we came back from the tea break. Can everyone hear me? I'm not good at PowerPoint. Me, I like to talk to people face to face. Okay? So I will need all your attention. And I've been here since morning, listening in to the wonderful session that we just had. So it's just a flow from the last session. And we are looking at advocacy engagement and policy influencing. Is everyone with me? So I'm going to be going from table to table just to check our temperature, just to be sure that we're all on one page. Please permit me, I'll be pointing at tables, and I'm sure people can see. So I'll start from my immediate left. Please, what table is this? Psychosocial. Thank you. So, when you hear the word engagement, we just did advocacy and all of the talks, but when you hear the word engagement, what comes to mind? Engagement, what comes to mind? Engaging with. Okay? I'm coming. As I call you, speak. Please, let's just make this a very safe space. There's no wrong answer here. There's nothing like interjecting and saying, oh, I don't think what you said is correct, mine is correct. Are we on the same page? Just like setting some basic ground rules. So it's going to be like a safe space where we can open up, discuss, learn, unlearn, and move forward. So I just wanted to put that out there so that you don't feel shy if you had something to say and you are holding back because you think, oh, maybe I might not be correct. There's no wrong answer here at all. We're all going to be learning together. So I hear you. Thank you so much for your response. Yes, you wanted to say something, sister? Yes.
For me, engagement means involvement.
Means involvement.
Yes, it means participation as well.
Fantastic. Involvement, participation. Can we have somebody put down these keywords for us? Because we are going to go back to unpack. Participation, involvement. Fantastic. So I'll move to the next table behind the table. So I wonder, what table is that? Intellectual. Okay. So when you hear the word engagement, what comes to mind? Oh, fantastic.
So it's just dialogue and
Dialogue.
participation, basically.
So when you talk of dialogue, how many?
I mean, for both the the stakeholders, the allies, and everyone involved in the process of whatsoever you want to achieve.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much. So I move to the table adjacent. Yes, please. When you hear the word engagement, what comes to mind? Excuse me, commitment. Okay, fantastic. Any other answer? Dialogue. Okay. So at times you need to break down this big English, eh? So that you say dialogue, you have to unpack so that people will learn. Yes, madam, I can see your hand. Coming together. Fantastic. So there are parties involved, not coming together. Oh, you are bringing another fantastic. So there must be an objective for the engagement, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I mean. That's what I just said. That when two people comes together, to come to make an alliance, to agree on a particular thing. They are engaging. They are engaging. That is an engagement. When two people comes together to get to make an opinion, to form what will I say?
No, I get you, madam. In fact,
to make a view to a point, to agree on a particular thing.
all correct. Honestly, fantastic idea that you're talking of engage. So there must be subjects. You engage based, maybe there's a subject you want to, there must be some main aim of that conversation. You are engaging on something. So I will come this way. Are we done with that table behind? Okay, so I'll move here now. What do you, when you hear the word engagement, what comes to mind?
When we are talking about engagement, I think it's discussion with someone that can make change that you want to see happen.
Fantastic. So meaning that there must be a reason for engaging, or you are engaging because there's an expected outcome. Okay. So if you look at
So another person is still raising hand.
okay, yes, please.
I'm seeing engagement as an approach.
Okay, an approach to, yes, it's an approach to doing what? It's like it's hanging for me.
Depending on individual goal, what approach we aim to achieve.
Fantastic. So there's a subject matter there.
To
Yes,
me,
Matt.
advocacy engagement is to be part of the talk about one issue, and to bring different opinions together to make a single decision about a subject.
Okay, so now that we all have a general idea about engagement, and we have that engagement should be bringing about something. So if you look at the slide there, it says advocacy engagement and policy influencing. So if you are engaging, there must be something you are up to. Do we get it? That's the basic. You can't just be engaging because you feel like engaging. There must be a reason why you are engaging. So as you are engaging, you have an idea of the outcome of the engagement. It means you have your eyes on a particular outcome or result or reason. Okay? So that is the bottom line of engagement. And so I may not take us too long. My style of facilitation, we have to do with interaction. We are going to be learning. There is no teacher to students kind of a thing. We all learn together so that we can kind of have a sense of belonging as we engage, because I do not think that anybody around here has not done engagement before. So what we are doing is coming together to reflect, to see how we move forward when it comes to engagement. Hello, I get distracted when people talk. Okay, so I'm going to tell us a story, and I want you to listen very carefully. And also, as we go down this conversation, I would want you to step back to that story and identify for me what you learned and the story. Please, I want a situation where you can try to listen as much as you can and gain as much as you can from the story. If it is not clear, please call me back. I think it was sometime 1999. That should be in 1999 or thereabout, when there was this glamoring for a piece of legislation to protect the rights of persons with disability in Nigeria. Before then, they've been, please launch people, you are distracting me. If only there's a way you can lessen the noise from the launch corner, please. So before then, governments have tried by all means, as much as they can, to see how to protect or do something. Let me use the basic word. Do something to improve the quality of life of persons with disability in Nigeria. Everything they did was good, but it was short-lived. Okay? Sometimes they tried to improve services, just one-off services. There were times they gave bags of rice, clothes to persons with disabilities. They will say, today we have food item, less privileged people queue to collect. That was fine. No one is condemning charity. But in as much as they try to improve the quality of life of persons with disability, there was still that yearning to do more, because whatever they did was a little bit, it was just a little bit targeted. It would be satisfying, but before 3 months, we are hungry for more. So if I want to use the development language, I would say it was not sustainable. Okay? So by 1999, we came to, the community of persons with disability met in Lagos and started thinking of a more sustainable way to protecting the rights of persons with disability in Nigeria. And we thought about this time it would be great to have a piece of legislation protecting the rights of persons with disability. We met as a group, as stakeholders. We drafted, put down some statement, what we thought we wanted to see for ourselves. Today, we all gathered here as underrepresented group. Why is this workshop happening for the underrepresented group? Why is every cluster not here? The reason would have been that there's a gap, and we are trying to bridge that particular gap. One of the reasons would have been they've been left out of all this intervention for too long, and it's time to bring everybody to space. Another reason could just be that we need a safe space for safe learning, so that people, there must be a reason why something is happening. So for us, as at that time, as far back as 1999, we thought we needed to write out exactly what we wanted as communities of persons with disability. What are the issues? What is it that is not making us, enjoy our rights on equal basis as others? We talked about education. We talked about employment. We talked about health. We talked about so many things. Remember, we the community, we drafted this by ourselves. By the time it was clear of what we wanted, we took this piece of paper and started looking for influencers. We have talked amongst ourselves. We thought it was now time to talk to other people to join us in this course. We talked to the traditional rulers and all of that. By the time we were done talking to all these people, we thought laws can only be made by. So we now turned to the National Assembly. We got to the National Assembly with a clear request of what we wanted. When we had finished with the National Assembly, they bought the idea and said, okay, what will you want us to do? And they moved on to looking at our text and contextualizing it in the way they thought it could turn to a piece of legislation. In the course of talking to legislators, we also did campaigns. Every day we were shouting on social media. Social media wasn't even too hype as at that time, but we did a lot of radio campaigns and direct campaigns. We spoke to people, we did all of this, and we brought people together while the National Assembly was also looking at the law. At the end of the day, we had to, there was the call for public hearing. We went there, we presented a paper. Now, recall that we, during all of this, this process, let me not use the word engagement, is because we were worried that the quality of life for persons with disability was not what it ought to be. And we recognized the fact that there were certain things standing in the way of persons with disability enjoying their rights on equal basis with others. In the course of all these engagements, in 2006, the United Nations decided to give us a gift. And that's what we call the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability. Nigeria being one of the fastest countries to sign to any international treaty, they were there, number one. They signed up to it and said, yay, we want to give, we want to protect the rights of persons with disability. When that came, it became a very easy thing for the community of persons with disability to continue to engage. Article 4 of that convention says that if you sign to this convention, you must provide a law that will guide, that will protect the rights of persons with disability. Our job became easier. Okay? So at the end of the day, we had something to hold the government to account. And that was Article 4 of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability. Did you not sign? They even ratify. That ratification would have been 2010, just before 2011 elections. And that happened. If I was to take a pause here, what do you think we have been doing all this while with all these stories I have told for the last 5-10 minutes? Hello? Yes? Oh, fantastic. You guys are just too smart. Please, let's clap for ourselves now. So there's nothing too serious. That's why I say relax, relax. It's nothing like, forget all this big drama that you are hearing. It's something that we've been engaged. So this advocacy engagement that we've been doing, why were we doing it? Why were we doing it? Remember I told us something in this story. What were we doing? Now we all know we're doing advocacy engagement. Why were we doing it? Yes, please. Fantastic. Any other one? Any other one? Fantastic. Any other one? Yes.
Because persons with disabilities, life was not what it ought to be. So their life was they were somehow left behind in every facet of life.
Fantastic. I told you I could do this training for just 30 minutes and we are gone. So let's go back to that first slide, the projection. The first. So what does it say? Please, can we all read it out? Please read it again. No. The big one, the caps. So that's why I asked us. So all this one we are doing, what were we trying to do? To influence policies. And what is this policy we are trying to influence? To make our life, much better. And the policy is the disability law that we have today. The act that we finally got. Do we now get it? Is it now clear? So you cannot go on an engagement where you don't have a target, an objective, and what you intend to do. So now that you have listened to this small story, I just wanted us to have an idea of when we hear advocacy engagement and policy influence, what is it that we are up to. And it's something that we have been doing. Okay? So if I go cluster by cluster, we will all have our issues. You cannot go and engage empty-headed. You just spoil your chance. But you must have that content that will drive that engagement. So how much do you even know about the issues that you are driving? How much can you pitch on the issues you are driving? If you met maybe President Tinubu and they will call it elevator speech, and there you are in front of him, elevator will not take more than 30 seconds, it's off, maybe the next floor. What will you be saying? Hello? So, am I losing anyone? I like response so that I know that we are together. Please just know that you cannot just engage if you don't have the content. It is assumed that you're all experts, your own issues, and you must arrange it. We just did advocacy session rightly. Let me tell you, in advocacy, the message is very important. If you don't have a clear advocacy message, don't just show up. And again, the message is as important as the messenger. You can have a very good message and the messenger will just spoil it for you. This is engagement. So when you are going to engage, you would have been so used to your issue, you would have known it, your web grabs and all of that. You build enough content. Are we on that page now? Do we now get it? Okay. So if that is the case, please could you now begin to roll the slide for me? Thank you. So the training objective is just clear. It's all that I've told you. You must have the practical advocacy skill needed to engage. And when you talk advocacy skills, it has to do with communication and all of that. But the engagement is the content. So how are we presenting our issue? There's another long training. I think this engagement is assumed that you're all experts and you know how to, what is left now is how to engage the issue. You must build content. You must be able to know how you present the issue. And when you are going for an engagement, after you have done stakeholders mapping and all of that, you must be very clear on who you'll be speaking with. Are we there? So, and so that you target your measurement or you plan your engagement in such a way that it will speak the language of the person, or you buy the person's interest to join in the issue. Okay? So please, let's go. Please, let's go. The next slide. So the learning objective is just to understand engagement and lobbying concept. You know the direct and indirect, explore lobbying approaches and review ethical and legal. All of this is part of what we'll be learning today. Please, next slide. So there are 4 key points to note in understanding engagement. I said, when I asked what is engagement, people define it differently. And I remembered someone saying there must be party involved. Okay? So you have something like direct engagement, you have those with indirect engagement. So when you are talking of direct message engagement, it means, for instance, there's a call for, maybe there's a public hearing and you need to prepare a memorandum or your position paper, and you are going to be doing that before the legislators or whoever you are engaging. That is typical direct. One-on-one, parties are involved. Are we clear up to that extent? Direct is direct. When you are indirect engagement, it means all those will not go agree or will not go agree. Social media will take up this place, blogging, shouting. Those are indirect engagement. However, those messages will still go. So, and again, you have lobbying. So you are targeting the influence. It could be a policy maker, it could be the others. For instance, some donor agencies will not fund lobbying. Just get it straight. You must research who you are asking for money to do what you want to do. Are we okay? Hello? Am I too fast? When you talk of lobbying, even my pet lobbies me. My a dog. There's how they wag their tail, they bend their head, they bend their. When I put that biscuit, he will dance, come back, he will scratch my legs. Those are lobbying. So it's not something that is too high up there. Once you are engaging somebody to have a buy-in of what you are doing and making the person see reason with you, and with the way you put it in such a way is mutually going to be beneficial, you are lobbying. Some don't, again, that word, you must unpack it and know the donor agency you are talking to. I know it's no longer around. Tell you don't use my money for lobbying. Why? Because lobbying sometimes carries some political connotation. There's some politics in it. It's not too straight. Okay? I give you an example. When we were doing the disability law, fighting to get the law, we will do advocacy, we do that, everything. We go to the assembly, we do all the campaigns. But we knew that we needed to do something differently. But we didn't want to give it a name. We organized one beautiful dinner to talk about the law. But those who have bigger eyes, they brought people to give them food, and they are in this 5-star hotel. Is this part of advocacy? Hello, can you get what I'm saying now? If you look at it below, it could just be we are lobbying, isn't it? When the stomach is full, they will listen to what we have to say. So that is why some donor agency will not have you by any means use their money, because lobbying is not straight. There are too many things in it. And if two countries are to go to war and one person is angry, we heard about lobbyists and happening. People know how to also pay lobbyists who go ahead to do so many things that all you want to see is the result, you don't see the end. So because of that particular reason, many donor agencies will say don't use my money for lobbying. But you can do advocacy, because I think advocacy is straight and less corrupt. Lobbying can be so heavy and heavy and heavy that you may not know. You cannot really define where lobby stops and where advocacy. So please, can I have the next slide? But did we get it up to that point? We got direct engagement, indirect engagement, lobbying, and the rest of it. So if you want to, I hope we can. Is this the boldest we can get? No, what I mean, the others. I mean the infographics here. Oh, thank you. So this is just a graphic yes of what I was trying to say. If you look at it, direct engagement could be meeting with officials, indirect could be campaigns, and there's an overlap of synergies, okay, where you can have strategic influence, awareness raising, combined approaches. That dinner that I was talking about that does not have a name will fall into this overlap and synergy. Do we get it now? So it's just being innovative and being smart at what you want, okay? Then, of course, lobbying, influencing policy decision, formal and informal effort. And this is not just policy. Business people lobby a lot. They lobby for contracts. Whatever they do to get the contract, but they lobby for contract. That's why, again, I say in the development sector, many donor agencies will not have you use that. So, and when you're looking at this engagement, it could be one-on-one, could be community outreach, could be direct access to policymakers. So can we have an example of personal interaction one-on-one? I gave the example when I was talking. In terms of engagement one-on-one. You've forgotten. Hello? I gave an example of an engagement, my story. Can we remember one? When I said one-on-one engagement, it could happen and you needed to be prepared. Yes, please.
Okay, inviting someone to 5-star hotel for a dinner and you meet the person at dinner. When they're satisfied with then you bring up the matter.
That's one-on-one. That's within a sector. I mean, intentional one-on-one. Yes, please. Thank you so much. Please, can we clap for ourselves now? Let's make the class a little. She said elevator speech. I said something about elevator speech. You just bump into somebody and you met the president. You allow the president to walk like that. Can you meet the president to go when you have issues? But how you pitch that issue within that second, because it's less than a minute. So you must be prepared, build your content, be ready, and all of that. So now you have seen where the personal this thing. Community outreach, all those one we no go agree. We did so many things: poster, street dance, community dance, theater, and all of that. Those are part raising awareness on the issue and mobilizing people to join us in our matter. Please, next slide. So I thought we have talked enough, and we'll just take a little bit of a short break. Not, you're not leaving your table, but just that I need you to share advocacy action that you have done, table by table. That, I mean, this is something we do every time, just that we are trying to formalize it. Then I need us to speak to that action and say whether it was direct or indirect. I'll start from this table. We all advocate. We all advocate. Participants share on advocacy action they have taken or seen for persons with disability. Yes.
We once met some government agencies and National College of Education. We pleaded with them to please include sign language as their course of study in some college of education. So we pressed it. I think that example is one of the advocacy that we had.
Fantastic. So let's, now that you have done that, where does it fall into, direct or indirect?
I think direct.
Fantastic. No, but you're correct. That was deliberate, that was intentional. You were prepared. You had an objective. There was a subject matter for conversation. You had an expected outcome and you went for it. Whether it was successful or not is still another conversation, but it was clear. So that was direct, right? So you're correct. Okay, so I will come back to this table, but I will go round, then I'll return to this table. So to the psychosocial table.
Okay, so a testimony by one of us at She Writes Woman and at the National Assembly to show that persons with psychosocial disabilities could also be inclusive in decision making, and that resulted in the mental health bill.
Okay, so where does it fall into?
Direct.
Fantastic, thank you. So please, the next table. Do you want to be?
Well, in my child's school, the proprietress of the school got a class for him. There are two of them that are children with special needs, so she got a separate class for them. One day I visited, and these children were just alone in the class. And I went to her and said, why? Where is the teacher? She said, he has other things to do. These children I should allow these children to just be on their own, let them learn on their own. I said, no. If you can't have a child with them, if you can't have their teacher with them, who you said is a special educator, they should be allowed to join the other children, because that was what I even advocated for from the beginning. But she was like, a special educator have to be with them, bring them to the regular class. At the end of the day, take them to their class. But that wasn't what I saw. So I started advocating for inclusion, that they should be moved from that separate class to join the other children in their classes. Eventually, she listened and brought them to join the other children. Then again, I came one day, I saw my child, being separated from the other children. I came